everyone, this is Eva from EVA TEAM. I am very excited to show you this custom-built stunning home today at Glenwood, Maryland. Let's go check inside. Welcome! Welcome! This custom-built home has exceptional details and perfection. It is an entertainer's dream. The guest room has its own living room area, kitchen, full bathroom, and separate two-car garage. The gourmet kitchen is on the main floor at very centralized location, overseeing all the areas with a beautiful scenery to the backyard. The beautiful backyard with flagstone patio, gazebo, and with fire pit. What makes this house special on top of the beautiful, stunning feature inside, also there are two driveways, a two-car garage on the right side, and also the guest suite has its own driveway with two-car garage on the left side. Right now I'm standing at the main entrance with the high, beautiful ceilings at the foyer. On my right there is a formal dining room, and on my left there is a library. You can use as a library or a study. This beautiful upgraded kitchen is in the center of the house, as if it's the control. You can control everything from here. While I'm standing here, I can see the guest room, I can see the living room, I can talk to the people if there are people, kids are watching TV. There is breakfast area, and I can also see the backyard, the beautiful scenery. On top of the features like wonderful, beautiful, upgraded countertops, stainless steel appliances, butler's pantry, and this location, the open concept is wonderful. This amazing house has 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms. Above grade finished square feet is around 5,000 square feet. The total square feet is about 7,000 square feet. It's a spacious house, sunny, bright home. The house is in a quiet cul-de-sac, also sits at 1.22 acres with trees and woods. The walkout basement has a spacious bedroom with full bathroom. You can use as a guest room or a nanny room or in-law room. Also has access to the backyard. (15524) Cattail Oaks. It's in well-desired Peace Fields at Cattail Community, which is close to Cattail Golf Club. Now I'm going to show you a secret part of this house, which is as if there is house and next to another house, a small house next to big house. Also there is a house inside a house which has its own full bedroom, full kitchen, and full living area. Hello everyone, I am very excited today to have a special guest for our home showings, beautiful home showing in DMV area. Our special guest today is my dear friend and also a loan mortgage broker who knows how to get money for you. And I'd like to introduce Tolga Cinar. Can you introduce yourself to Tolga?
Hello, my name is Tolga Cinar. I've been a mortgage lender for the last 20 years in the area. I've been helping customers achieving their home buying dream with their first homes, second homes, as well as vacation homes. Also, we do offer refinancing, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I have been receiving many questions. You came this beautiful home in Glenwood.
Beautiful.
You know,
Beautiful.
we're listing this house next week. We're so proud.
Outstanding.
It's
I
beautiful.
don't think
isn't
it's
it?
going to last very long in this market.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna sell this quickly. So I have questions. Let's say you're a buyer, I have a buyer who doesn't know anything about home purchasing, and they've been new in the country, and how they qualify for mortgage. What's the first thing you look at it? The criterias.
Call me.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay.
There are important considerations, but the first thing, you need to find a good realtor with experience who knows the area. The second thing, you need to arrange your finances to find out your purchasing power, because you need to identify what you can afford, what you want to buy, which area, kind of thing. So credit is one of the things, as everybody knows, and income, and of course assets.
Okay, so I'll summarize. So to do an application, employment, which is your income,
Employment is one of
and
the
if
most
you're
important things.
self-employed, you need 1099 and 2 years taxes.
Correct.
Is that the average of the taxes?
If you are self-employed, it is a little bit more different. Like usually for the paper loans, you need 2 years of tax returns, so we can identify your income. Thus, we take the average, but there are other options available if you are less than 2 years employed.
And also, if you have W-2 and you work for somebody, how many W-2s you need to pay
Again,
stubs?
for W-2 income, like we have to be in the same line of work for 2 years, but one W-2 is sufficient with 2 pay stubs.
Just showing you're
Correct.
working in
Correct.
that you're employed.
Correct.
And second is the credit. What kind of credit score you need?
Credit scores, of course, important because banks are going to be lending lots of money, and credit kind of shows your spending and payment habits, how you handle your, payments or spendings. And
What's the
also
average
design.
credit you qualify? People usually qualify.
Usually, qualification credit scores start 600 and above. Like preferred for the best rate, you should have 700 plus credit score to get the best offers.
Say I have a low credit. Do I still have chance to qualify? Are there programs, people with low
there
credits?
are programs, like we do offer credits as low as 600. We may go under 600 in some cases. Usually they're FHA loans, Federal Housing Administration backed loans. You buy the house with that, and then later on you can refinance your regular conventional loan.
Okay, we said employment, credit, and the last thing is down payment.
Down payment.
So what is in common, and then how much down payment I need to buy this house? What percentage?
First of all, there's a very misconception all around. Everybody thinks you need 20% down payment to purchase a
Don't I
home.
need 20% to buy?
In many cases, you do not.
You do not.
Like,
Let's
you
say
can
I
buy
have
a house.
5%. Do I qualify?
Of course.
If let's say I have 3%.
Depending on the loan amount, price range of the house you are looking for, up to $850,000, $900,000 price range, you can buy as low as 3.5% down payment.
Okay. So down payment, but I know for investment properties it is different.
Investments are a little bit different because, like, your primary home is your home, like they know you are going to be making payments. Investment is just like a little bit more risky for the lenders. In order to get a decent rate, you are required to put 20% down. There may be other options, but you are going to see some crazy rates on that.
You can clarify me, but my understanding as a realtor, there is a program for everybody.
Almost.
Almost.
We are going back to that route. We used to have a program for everybody. Like then 2008 mortgage crisis, housing crisis happened. The programs shrink down. Now it's
expanding.
Getting very flexible again.
No, basically my understanding is in this country you shop for the money, and there's a program for different kind of buyers. So employment, credit, down payment. So everything is cleared. So somebody call you. How do you qualify? How many days it take to qualify one person? Let's say Kwan wants to buy.
Depending on the situation, like I usually qualify a person less than 15 minutes. We check your credits. If there's any questions on that, we clarify that. In very, very extraordinary situations, it may take 1 to 2 days. I work with 100 different lenders. These are wholesale lenders, like just mortgage banks. Like imagine a retail bank. Retail banks, they do mortgage too, but behind the scenes there are like only mortgage banks. And again, like we can provide any kind of financing most of the time.
Yeah, yeah. So there are different programs for everybody, and then I know it's pre-qualification is different than pre-approval. Can you tell our audiences what's the difference?
There's a very big question on that pre-qualification, pre-approval. Let me explain it this way. Like, whenever you are pre-qualified with good lender, let's say
Yeah.
that.
So you don't like when you do pre-approve, you do more work. You look at you confirm the employment.
Not exactly, but it can be done. Like, there are pre-approval types, like you take all the information, you submit to the underwriting, and you get an approval from the underwriting before you go to shopping.
Is it like you halfway through if you are pre-approved? Pre-approved is like almost you're halfway through. Not really.
Not really in all cases, because you are always subject to final approval, and that final approval usually comes like a couple days before the closing. Like, there are factors that may affect your approval, but basically what is done is underwriter checks your income, your assets, and your credit, and they issue letter stating that you can go for shopping.
Okay, let's say a client of mine, you gave that person pre-qualification. We found their dream house like this one, and then we made an offer, and then it's time, and then the mortgage process starts, the qualification.
Correct.
What's the things they need to be careful? This is very important because you make an offer and people go shop for a car or okay. Tell the stories that or what they need to be really careful after they made an offer and
First of all, when you are buying your home, most of the time it is one of the biggest purchases of your life. Like, it's not buying a car or anything like you are spending thousands of dollars or millions of dollars when you're buying a home. So after the pre-qualification, my recommendation, you should not do any big purchases if it is not necessary. Don't go buy a new car that may affect your debt-to-income ratios, or check with your loan officer if you should buy it or not, because like in this market, home buying may take a little longer than expected. So if your car breaks down, I'm not saying don't buy a car, but just double check. So don't do unnecessary spending.
And then I have an experience. Don't move money from one account to another account.
That's another important.
That's you think my client of mine, she told she's combining account to make it easy for the lender, but the lenders don't want any move of the money, no big purchase. Everything needs to be communicated with the lender. Otherwise, you will still close maybe.
I'll explain you why. I'll explain you why. So the reason why you shouldn't move the money around, we have to source the money to see where it's coming from. The purpose of this, if you borrow it from somebody, to use as down payment. So whenever you take money from A account, put B account, then you have to show the A account. So money is being sourced for the last 60 days, because in the old times people used to take money from their credit card to use as a down payment in order to eliminate that. So
you have to show proof that where the money is coming from. And it has to sit and stay in one bank account 60 days.
Yes. And it can be in a foreign bank. Like, for example, if you have an account in Turkey, it's okay.
It's okay. It still has to be in that bank. You know what I'm trying
Under
to
your
say?
name.
Anything related to money, as soon as you're under contract, you got to be careful and check with your lender like you.
Exactly.
And then I get a lot of question about what's the point? What is the cost of lending? How much is it to a buyer?
There's always questions like there's interest rate, APR, annual percentage rate, and you always hear point term. Interest rate is the cost of the money you are paying. If you are borrowing $100, if the rate is 3%, you are paying $3 in a year. APR, this question comes a lot and it's a little confusing to understand. And I don't know how accurate it is, but it is what it is. And what lenders does, and this is legally requirement, they consider you take the money, $100 or 30 years, you never pay it off, you always make the same amount of payments. They calculate the total interest you pay on the money, and they do at the closing cost you pay for the mortgage, and they do a reverse calculation. So you always see, in many cases, the APR is slightly higher than the rate, and this question always comes up. That's the reason why. But in most of the time, nobody keeps the mortgage for 30 years. And the last explanation on the points. For example, points is the cost you pay upfront to buy down the rate. So for example, the rate may be 3% today or 2.875% today. You can pay 1 point. 1 point means 1% of the loan amount. So if you are borrowing $400,000, 1 point is $4,000 you pay upfront to get the rate from 2.875 to usually 1 point buys about 0.25%, so to 2.625. By doing so, you make lower monthly payments, let's say.
Oh, so you pay the point up front, but lower your rate.
Correct. And lowering your rate is going to lower your monthly payments.
Okay.
Let's say on $400,000 $0.25% makes about $1,000 a year. Divided by 12, it lowers your payments like $70.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
instead of paying $70 less, you pay $4,000 up front.
Okay. So, and also, we get a lot of investors, overseas clients. Can overseas person without a residency can qualify mortgage?
Yes, I do have few lenders, 2 or 3 lenders who are offering to tourists.
Tourist visas,
visa,
huh?
correct. Like you must have a legal visa.
How much down payment you have to?
Those are not regular mortgages. They are outlay papers, alternative financing, and it's very risky for the lenders. They do require minimum? Like 35% down payment, and interest rates are higher.
But there's still program for them too. Like,
yes, correct.
So that's great to know, because we get a lot of phone calls to EVA team. They live in overseas and they want to purchase a house here.
Like real estate is a great investment. So
exactly in this area, you know, everything
Exactly.
from last year to this year, it has appreciated.
you get rental income plus you get appreciation. So the return is
Appreciation,
pretty
and you
high.
can deduct from your taxes
Exactly.
as well. Okay, and do you want to add anything that I didn't? It's very important in terms of mortgage qualification and process.
Not really, like Google.
Google.
Lots of people Google lots of information, but you can always call me. My number.
Okay,
I'll give you my number.
We'll give
you
your
can
number,
always call and ask
information.
me questions. But again, like it's one of the best investments you can make. Like
Real estate.
Like wherever you go in the world.
And either you're buying your first home, your dream house, your second home, or you're doing investment, you're your builder, flipper. Always, it's very important to know what's important, how to get money, borrow money.
Of course.
And I would like to thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. And if you have more questions, you can PM us. We're going to provide Tolga's information in our website and in our videos. Okay, we will continue to give you more information about real estate transactions, finding your first home, finding money. Keep watching us. Thank you. As always, we finish with Turkish and with the caffeine. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.